Wow, it's a big crowd today. Excellency Pheaktra, thank you for your attendance today. Ambassador-Designate Shaharuddin Onn, thank you very much. Khmer Times, other dignitaries, some very old friends, Dr. Rahul Jena, Excellency Pusutirak, Dato Tan, Simbirak, Mr. Wan Munin, and others. Thank you and welcome for being here today. His Excellency Tuan Yang Terutama Shaharuddin Onn, Ambassador-Delegate of Malaysia to the Kingdom of Cambodia, His Excellency Neth Pheaktra, Minister of Information, Royal Government of Cambodia, Excellencies, Ognias, Datos, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and esteemed Khmer Times family, good evening. As a publisher, actions speak louder than words. There is a big difference between what people say and what they do. People might tell you that they are excited about your own new product, but when they are in a buying situation, their behavior might be totally different. From experience, founders go wrong when they start to believe their business plan will materialize as written. I advise entrepreneurs to burn their business plan. It's simply too dangerous to the health of your business. Before I start my remarks, I would like to quote yet another ancient writer, philosopher. It would be wise for all journalists to hear this and listen carefully. It goes, as repressed sadists, as repressed sadists do to become politicians or butchers, so those with an irrational fear choose to become publishers. That's where I am today. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a pleasure to have you all to join us today to celebrate the 10th anniversary of what I consider to be one of Cambodia's, and indeed Cambodia's, finest newspaper. The milestone not only marks a decade of journalism, Excellencies, okay. It also symbolizes the enduring power of the stress of the press in shaping societies and fostering an informed citizenry. Khmer Times has done that and more in Cambodia and abroad over the last 10 years. This year also marks my 46th year as a journalist. A decade ago, I remember searching my soul each time I picked up copies of two now defunct newspapers. There was a void I felt in the publications that controlled Cambodia's media scene at that time. So I wanted to bring a change, and Khmer Times is the change. Over the years, since 2014, when the first print edition of Khmer Times hit the streets, it had set on a mission to provide a publication that would help shape public discourse, champion accountability, and serve as a people's watchdog. In doing so, Khmer Times has justifiably earned the respect of Cambodians, leaders, diplomats, and readers across the world. We had many enemies among the diplomatic corps, unfortunately, but today they are all friends. A good example is the outgoing ambassador of the US, Ambassador Patrick W. Murphy. Patrick W. Murphy, or W. Patrick Murphy, sorry. He initially refused to come for our interview. But guess what? He was in our studio last September. He was in our studio a couple of days ago. That's where the relationship is. Today, as we commemorate this significant anniversary, we laud the newspaper's unwavering commitment to the energies, to the principles of free speech, transparency, and the pursuit of trade and truth. Business and truth cannot go in two different ways. In the age of globalization and interconnections, The role of the media extends beyond national borders. Khmer Times has therefore also been a voice for Cambodia, sharing stories that resonates across the region and beyond. The first thing I want to underline is that respect is never given. It cannot be purchased, it must be earned. And it is earned based not on rhetoric or request, but based on action, concrete action, consistent action, and over time. As a leader, my way of making decisions is quite simple. I simply write down the things that make me ashamed, and I do the opposite. We must take a critical look around us. The underdevelopment, the poverty in the midst of plenty, and the fact that we are far behind other regions in the world, despite our enormous resources and our determination. Enough is enough. We simply must turn the tide. Ultimately, as we put ourselves in a position where we too can give, and give we did, flood victims through the Cambodian Red Cross, the national athlete whom you saw on the video, to COVID victims and COVID people who had taken refuge in the Malaysian embassy, to the Ministry of Health with COVID disposables, and many others. We were also the first corporate entity in Cambodia to undertake to clear a village in Kampong Spur of landmines, Will Village in Kampong Spur. We contributed $15,000, and the happiest day in my life, as well as that of my family who were there and my staff who were there, is to ask one question to the 400 odd people sitting in front of us in the stage. On the stage was guest of honor, His Excellency Hun Mani, now Deputy Prime Minister. And I asked them, what do you all feel now? Are you all happy? They said yes, that's it. I didn't say anything else, speech done. So that says it all, the happiness of the people in getting back their land. It's not all about taking, it's time we give back. Ultimately, we must put ourselves in a position where we too can give, and give we did. Let me unequivocally declare, Khmer Times is not a normal newspaper. We mean every word of what we say in our tagline. We dare, even though our lives were threatened, to expose the human smuggling and online scams and so forth. We grew from an online news medium to a print phenomenon, introducing Cambodia's first political talk show, which showed the world that there is political freedom in Cambodia, contrary to what the rest always broadcasts. We have shows like Crosstalks, where ministers, ambassadors, and other dignitaries and youngsters took to the stage and said their piece of mind, unedited. Tonight is about you, our staunch loyal supporters and the brave hearts of Khmer Times. Who or what is Khmer Times? Is it me? The answer is no. The proud staff who are wearing the Khmer Times t-shirt, they are Khmer Times. Thank you all for gracing this momentous occasion, and with all your blessings and support, we hope to see you all again in another 5 years' time. Thank you and good evening.